one mindful attraction the Stoic path to recognizing romantic signals. Stoicism, at its core, encourages mindfulness and intentional living, key practices for anyone seeking to live a virtuous and fulfilling life. In the context of romantic relationships, these Stoic principles are particularly valuable. A central tenet of Stoicism is the idea of awareness being present, attentive, and conscious of the moment. This mindfulness allows individuals to perceive subtle cues and emotions, including those that are often overlooked in everyday interactions. For men who strive to embody Stoic virtues, this heightened awareness becomes a critical tool in romantic relationships. By being mindful, they can recognize subtle signals that others might miss, such as small details or nuanced behaviors that reflect a partner's interest. In many ways, this aligns with Stoic practices of observing and understanding the world through a lens of clarity and calm. Just as a Stoic aims to observe nature and life with objective insight, a man living with intention and mindfulness will notice the intricacies of human connection. In particular, the ability to remember small but significant details in conversations and interactions is a powerful signal of attentiveness and care. For example, recalling something as simple as a shared interest or a moment from a previous conversation demonstrates not only attentiveness, but also genuine interest. From a Stoic perspective, this is more than just a social skill. It reflects a deeper understanding of what it means to live mindfully, to engage with the present, and to act with purpose. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control others, but we can control how we interpret and respond to the world around us. By focusing on what is within our control, our attention, our actions, our words, high-value men who practice Stoicism can cultivate stronger, more meaningful connections. When a man listens carefully, remembers what his partner says, and engages fully in the moment, he is practicing the core Stoic principles of mindfulness and intention. The practice of mindfulness in Stoicism does not suggest an emotional detachment, but rather an emotionally aware state where the individual remains composed and thoughtful. This calm attentiveness helps build deeper trust and connection, as it signals a level of emotional investment and care that is vital to any romantic relationship. Through mindful living, a Stoic is more in tune with the nuances of affection, attraction, and the complex dynamics that shape human interactions. In the romantic sphere, this awareness also allows men to discern genuine interest from fleeting attraction or superficial gestures. They can better gauge their partner's level of engagement by observing body language, tone of voice, and other nonverbal cues. Recognizing these subtle signals becomes a natural extension of the Stoic practice of living deliberately and observing the world with focused attention. At the heart of Stoicism is the pursuit of wisdom, and in relationships, this wisdom manifests as the ability to understand and respond to the needs, desires, and emotions of others with empathy and clarity. When practiced effectively, the principles of Stoicism help men not only navigate the complexities of romantic relationships, but also foster deeper, more authentic connections. A high-value man is one who, through Stoic mindfulness, becomes a more present and engaged partner, always acting with purpose and a clear mind. 2. The Stoic Guide to Connection and Laughter, a reflection on human bonding. One of the most fascinating aspects of human interaction is the way subtle gestures can reveal deeper emotional states. Take, for instance, the moment when a woman laughs at a man's jokes, even if the humor isn't objectively strong. This act, often overlooked in its simplicity, is not merely a response to the content of the joke. It is, in fact, a gesture of emotional connection, signaling comfort and ease in the interaction. From a Stoic perspective, such an exchange is an essential clue to understanding the nature of human relationships. Stoicism teaches us to observe not just the surface of behaviors, but the underlying intentions and emotional currents. In this case, laughter becomes a manifestation of mutual trust and vulnerability. When someone feels safe enough to express joy, even through a laugh at something less than hilarious, it indicates that a certain level of emotional closeness has been achieved. In modern life, where interactions are often rushed or digital, these small, authentic moments of connection carry even greater weight. Stoicism reminds us to value the quality of our relationships over the quantity of our encounters. The shared laugh is not about the humor itself, but rather the comfort that two individuals feel in each other's presence. It is an act of bonding, rooted in mutual respect and an unspoken agreement of emotional openness. Laughter, in this context, aligns with the Stoic view of understanding emotions as a key part of human nature, but not something to be dominated by. Instead, it is a tool for connection, a sign that despite life's hardships and the obstacles we face, we are capable of finding solace in our shared experiences with others. 3. The depth of emotional engagement, a Stoic perspective on human connection. In the realm of human interactions, we often overlook subtle signals that reveal deeper emotional engagement. When a woman remembers seemingly trivial details from conversations or shared experiences, it's easy to dismiss this as simply a sharp memory. However, to do so would be to miss an essential aspect of human connection. From a Stoic perspective, memory in this context serves a greater purpose. It reflects an investment of emotional energy, a sign of her genuine interest in the man beyond the superficialities of daily interaction. This isn't just about cognitive recall, but about the depth of engagement that accompanies such memory. In a world where conversations can often remain on the surface, the ability to recall small but significant details is an indicator of something more profound. These remembered moments, insignificant in themselves, are actually the threads that weave a stronger bond of emotional trust and connection. For the Stoics, attention to detail is an act of care, one that goes beyond the immediate and taps into something deeper. Memory, when linked with intention, reveals values such as attentiveness, presence, and emotional investment. A person who remembers is not simply acting on habit, but is exhibiting a mindfulness that resonates with Stoic thought, the idea that what truly matters is the depth of the relationship, the shared values, and the emotional landscape beneath the surface. This deeper connection, marked by the attention to seemingly trivial moments, reflects a kind of emotional clarity that aligns with Stoic teachings. It's not about grand gestures or elaborate displays of affection. Rather, it's in the small, consistent acts of awareness and care where genuine emotional bonds are forged. When we pay attention to these subtleties, we recognize the core Stoic ideal of living intentionally and with purpose. Just as the Stoics teach us to approach life with a careful, thoughtful mind, so too can we approach relationships with the same attention and emotional investment. Therefore, the act of recalling small details becomes more than just memory. It's a quiet but powerful manifestation of emotional connection. It is a way of showing that one's engagement in the relationship is not fleeting or shallow, but rooted in a genuine desire to understand and connect on a deeper level. 4. The subtle art of observation in Stoicism. In the realm of human interaction, subtle physical gestures often convey emotions and intentions that words may fail to express. A light brushing away of lint or a gentle tap on the arm can reveal romantic interest, yet Stoicism encourages us to remain composed and observant in these moments, rather than succumbing to impulsive reactions or overwhelming emotions. Stoics advocate for a keen awareness of our surroundings and the behaviors of others, allowing us to interpret these cues without the distortion of excessive emotion. This approach empowers us to engage thoughtfully with those around us. By adopting a mindset of observation, we can appreciate the nuance in human behavior while maintaining our emotional equilibrium. In recognizing the power of these small gestures, we learn to balance our responses, acknowledging our feelings without letting them dictate our actions. This balance is crucial. It enables us to navigate relationships with clarity and purpose, avoiding the pitfalls of misinterpretation that can arise from emotional turbulence. When we practice Stoicism, we cultivate the ability to discern what lies beneath surface interactions. Every brush of a hand or slight shift in body language carries meaning, offering insights into the dynamics of our relationships. Yet it is essential to approach these moments with a sense of detachment, allowing us to respond rather than react, to engage rather than to be swept away by the tide of our feelings. Ultimately, embracing this Stoic perspective on physical interactions transforms how we perceive and engage with others. By honing our observational skills, we can foster deeper connections while remaining anchored in our sense of self. Thus, the teachings of Stoicism guide us not only in our thoughts and actions, but also in the intricate dance of human connection, where every gesture holds the potential for understanding and intimacy. 5. The Stoic path to human connection, understanding attraction through thoughtful attention. In the realm of Stoicism, where emotional restraint and rational thought govern human behavior, attraction often appears to be an elusive concept. Yet, attraction, when viewed through a Stoic lens, is not merely a matter of physical appeal or fleeting desire. It is something deeper, more subtle, tied intricately to how individuals invest in one another's lives, both emotionally and intellectually. One such subtle sign of attraction is when a person, particularly a woman, in this case pays careful attention to the finer details of a man's life. Stoics would argue that this act is not a superficial gesture, but rather a form of thoughtful observation, the sign that the individual has engaged with something beyond the surface. This attentiveness to small details, whether it be preferences, habits, or even seemingly trivial childhood memories, demonstrates a profound level of emotional investment. It is an indication that the observer is prioritizing the connection, valuing the other person's internal world in a way that reflects Stoic virtues of wisdom and careful deliberation. For the Stoic philosopher, attraction can be seen as a form of mutual recognition, where two individuals identify with each other on the basis of shared values, virtues, or understanding. When one remembers and acknowledges details about another, it goes beyond the mechanics of memory. It reflects active care and a willingness to engage with another's life with intention. This engagement is not just about emotional attachment, but about a deeper, more Stoic form of respect. It's an acknowledgement that the other person's life is significant, that their preferences and experiences are worthy of attention and care. In paying attention to these details, one becomes attuned to the other's needs and aspirations. This ability to recall and act on these small but meaningful aspects of another's life shows an understanding of what the Stoics might call the inner self. In a sense, it mirrors the Stoic practice of focusing on what is within our control, that is, our own ability to observe, understand, and respond thoughtfully. The act of remembering is, therefore, a form of intentional action, an indication that the person doing the remembering is focused not on transient desires, but on cultivating a meaningful connection that aligns with Stoic principles of rational and mindful living. Moreover, this attentiveness contrasts with the distractions and superficialities of modern relationships. The Stoic practice of mindfulness and presence plays a key role in fostering this level of connection. In a world where it is easy to become preoccupied with external validation or superficial impressions, this quiet focus on the details reveals something much more enduring. It points to a relationship grounded not in fleeting passions or whims, but in the deliberate and thoughtful prioritization of another person's well-being. This form of attraction, therefore, is not merely about infatuation or romantic interest in the conventional sense. It is about aligning oneself with another through the lens of Stoic virtue, being observant, thoughtful and purposeful in how one approaches the relationship. For Stoics, such attention signifies respect for the other person's autonomy and inner life. It means valuing their journey, their struggles, and their aspirations, all of which make up the core of who they are. In this way, the act of recalling details, no matter how small, becomes an expression of care that transcends traditional notions of attraction. It becomes a Stoic commitment to understanding and supporting the other person's path. In Stoicism, attraction is not ruled by emotion but by wisdom and rational engagement. It is not enough to simply feel drawn to someone. One must actively cultivate that attraction through thoughtful, considered actions that reflect the principles of Stoic philosophy. The idea is to connect not out of selfish desire but through a shared pursuit of virtue and growth. Thus, remembering small details is not just a sign of emotional investment, but a deliberate Stoic practice of engaging with another person's world in a way that is meaningful and lasting. This approach contrasts sharply with the fleeting, emotion-driven attraction that dominates much of today's culture. Where modern notions of attraction might prioritize outward appearance or momentary thrills, the Stoic view encourages us to look deeper, to consider the character, values, and inner life of the person with whom we seek connection. This is where true attraction lies, not in surface-level traits or temporary passion, but in a mutual understanding that can endure and grow stronger over time, nurtured by the shared practice of Stoic principles. Attraction, when viewed from this Stoic perspective, becomes less about possession or control and more about fostering mutual respect and understanding. It shifts from being a transient feeling to a form of mindful engagement, where both individuals work toward a harmonious relationship grounded in the recognition of each other's dignity and worth. By paying attention to the details of another's life, one demonstrates a commitment to this deeper form of connection, one that is resilient, thoughtful, and enduring. In the end, attraction governed by Stoic philosophy is about aligning oneself with the values and principles that bring out the best in both individuals. It's about observing, reflecting, and acting with purpose, with the ultimate goal of fostering a connection that is built on mutual respect, understanding, and virtue. Through this lens, remembering the small details of someone's life becomes not just a sign of attraction, but a powerful expression of the Stoic commitment to meaningful, lasting relationships. 6. The art of mindful connection in relationships. Stoicism teaches us the importance of being fully present in our relationships. It emphasizes the value of mindfulness in our interactions, urging us to engage with those around us in a more deliberate and thoughtful manner. Rather than getting caught up in assumptions or the allure of grand gestures, we are encouraged to pay attention to the small yet significant expressions of affection that can enrich our connections. In a world that often prioritizes speed and scale over substance, the Stoic approach invites us to slow down and truly see the people we care about. It is in these subtle moments, the gentle touch of a hand, a knowing smile, or a thoughtful comment, that we cultivate deeper bonds. By focusing on these meaningful gestures, we create an atmosphere of genuine connection, allowing our relationships to flourish. Mindfulness in relationships involves active listening and responding with intention. It means giving our full attention to the person before us, rather than letting our minds wander or preoccupying ourselves with the past or future. This practice not only enhances our understanding of others, but also fosters a sense of respect and validation. When we are fully engaged, we send a powerful message: our partner's feelings and experiences matter. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to remain calm amidst the emotional turbulence that can arise in relationships. By practicing emotional regulation, we can approach conflicts with a clear mind and a steady heart. This allows us to engage in constructive dialogue rather than reactive arguments. The ability to pause and reflect before responding is a hallmark of Stoic wisdom, helping us navigate challenges with grace and composure. In this light, mindfulness serves as a foundation for resilience. When we are present and attuned to our relationships, we are better equipped to weather life's storms together. Difficult conversations can become opportunities for growth, and misunderstandings can transform into moments of clarity. By cultivating a mindful presence, we fortify our connections against the inevitable trials that come our way. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to express gratitude for the people in our lives. A simple acknowledgement of their efforts, whether through a sincere compliment or a heartfelt thank you, can significantly enhance our relationships. These small gestures of appreciation reaffirm our commitment to one another and nurture a positive atmosphere where love and respect thrive. By embracing the Stoic principles of mindfulness, we not only improve our relationships but also deepen our own understanding of ourselves. As we navigate the complexities of human interaction, we learn valuable lessons about patience, empathy, and self-awareness. Each interaction becomes an opportunity for personal growth, allowing us to evolve into more compassionate and understanding individuals. In conclusion, the Stoic practice of mindfulness in relationships is a powerful tool for cultivating meaningful connections. By focusing on small, significant gestures and being fully present in our interactions, we create a foundation of trust and respect. This approach not only enriches our relationships but also aligns with the broader Stoic ideals of self-improvement and emotional resilience. Through mindfulness, we can transform our connections into profound experiences that enhance our lives and the lives of those we love. 7. The power of composure, a Stoic approach to relationships. Stoicism offers profound insights into the realm of emotional regulation, particularly in the context of human relationships. At its core, this ancient philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-control, teaching us to cultivate a steadfast demeanor amidst the turbulence of emotions. By mastering our responses, we can navigate the complexities of relationships without being swayed by fleeting excitement or insincere flattery. In an age where emotions often dictate actions, Stoicism stands as a beacon of reason. It invites us to pause and reflect, encouraging us to maintain composure even when faced with intense feelings. Imagine entering a situation where praise and admiration flood in. The Stoic response would be to acknowledge these feelings without becoming overly attached to them. This doesn't mean we disregard genuine affection, rather we learn to appreciate it while remaining grounded in our values. Self-control is not merely about suppressing emotions, it is about understanding and channeling them constructively. Stoics teach us that our judgments should be based on rational thought, not the whims of our feelings. When we allow excitement to overshadow our discernment, we risk making choices that may not align with our true selves. The essence of Stoic philosophy lies in cultivating an inner fortress, where emotional storms may rage outside, but our core remains untouched. Consider the implications of this philosophy in romantic relationships. Often we may find ourselves enamored with the thrill of infatuation. While the initial rush of feelings can be intoxicating, the Stoic approach reminds us to evaluate the person behind the allure. Are they genuinely aligned with our values? Do they contribute positively to our well-being? By applying Stoic principles, we can avoid the trap of being led astray by superficial charms. In practice, this means developing an awareness of our emotional triggers, What makes us feel excited? What makes us feel valued? By identifying these aspects, we can approach relationships with clarity. Instead of reacting impulsively, we respond thoughtfully, recognizing that our emotional landscape is influenced by our perceptions and beliefs. Moreover, Stoicism teaches us to embrace the transitory nature of emotions. Just as excitement can lift us, it can also lead to disappointment. Understanding this cycle allows us to appreciate the present moment without clinging to it. In relationships, this perspective fosters a sense of gratitude for what we have, rather than a yearning for what we do not. In moments of conflict, the Stoics' path encourages patience and understanding. Instead of escalating tensions through heated arguments, we are prompted to listen, reflect, and respond with compassion. The practice of empathy is rooted in the Stoic recognition that everyone faces their own struggles. By embracing this shared humanity, we can cultivate deeper connections based on mutual respect. Ultimately, the teachings of Stoicism guide us toward emotional resilience. By fostering self-control and composure, we become better equipped to handle the challenges that arise in our relationships. This strength does not render us unfeeling, rather, it enables us to engage with our emotions in a manner that is both constructive and enlightening. 8. Embracing Stoicism, cultivating meaningful relationships through mindfulness. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies a profound understanding of human emotions and relationships. By embracing Stoicism, we can navigate the complexities of romantic relationships with greater awareness, emotional resilience, and intentionality. This approach is not merely a theoretical exercise, but a practical framework that can enhance our connections with others and foster deeper, more meaningful partnerships. Mindfulness is a core principle in Stoicism. It encourages us to be present in the moment, allowing us to fully engage with our experiences rather than becoming overwhelmed by our emotions. In the context of romantic relationships, mindfulness helps us recognize our feelings without letting them dictate our actions. When we are mindful, we can observe our emotions, whether joy, frustration, or love, without judgment. This awareness empowers us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively, leading to healthier interactions. Emotional control is another fundamental tenet of Stoicism. While we cannot always control the circumstances around us, we can control our reactions to them. In romantic relationships, this means understanding that we might experience emotional turbulence, yet we have the agency to manage our responses. By cultivating emotional control, we learn to navigate conflicts with grace and composure, fostering a sense of stability in our relationships. Purposeful action is the third essential aspect of Stoicism that can transform our approach to love. In relationships, it is easy to drift into habits and routines, losing sight of what truly matters. Stoicism teaches us to act with intention and clarity of purpose. This means regularly reflecting on our values and goals within the relationship. Are we prioritizing genuine connection, trust, and mutual support? Are our actions aligned with these principles? By consciously directing our efforts, we can nurture relationships that are not only fulfilling, but also aligned with our deeper values. In cultivating romantic relationships through the lens of Stoicism, we learn to embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness. Vulnerability allows us to connect more deeply with our partners, fostering intimacy and trust. However, it is essential to approach vulnerability with a Stoic mindset. This means being open to sharing our thoughts and feelings while remaining grounded in our sense of self-worth and resilience. By practicing vulnerability, we can create a safe space for our partners to express themselves as well. Another crucial aspect of Stoic philosophy that enhances our relationships is the recognition of impermanence. Stoicism teaches us that all things, including love, are transient. This understanding can be liberating. It reminds us to cherish the moments we have with our partners, fostering gratitude and appreciation. By acknowledging that nothing is permanent, we can cultivate a sense of presence and urgency in our relationships, enhancing their significance. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of empathy and compassion. In our romantic relationships, we are often confronted with the imperfections of ourselves and our partners. Stoicism encourages us to approach these imperfections with understanding rather than judgment. By practicing empathy, we can better support our partners in their struggles and challenges. This creates a more nurturing environment where both individuals can grow and thrive together. The teachings of Stoicism also prompt us to examine the role of external validation in our relationships. Often we seek approval and affirmation from our partners, which can lead to dependency and insecurity. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate self-sufficiency and inner peace, reducing our reliance on external sources for validation. When we derive our sense of worth from within, we are better equipped to engage in relationships with authenticity and confidence. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us about the value of acceptance. In any relationship, we will encounter challenges and disappointments. Rather than resisting these difficulties, Stoicism invites us to accept them as part of the human experience. This acceptance does not mean passivity, rather, it empowers us to respond to challenges with resilience and creativity. By embracing acceptance, we can face the inevitable ups and downs of love with a balanced perspective.